Hey Algebra class, today is going to be your introduction to the 5-number summary. We're going to be taking notes on page 11 in your packet here, and here we go. So when looking at a set of data, statisticians like to look at the data in 25% chunks. We call those chunks quartiles. Here's a set of data representing the heights in inches of 16 students in a class. So these are the heights here. They're listed in order from least to greatest, and our job here is to find the median. And if you look at that little note underneath the median, right, when you're finding the median with an even number of values, which we have, remember we're going to have to take the average of those two numbers in the middle. So let's get that middle number here. So we got 59, 73, 61, 72, another 61, 71, 62, 70, 64, 70, 64, 68, 64, 67. And here's our two middle numbers there. So right there is going to be our median. And then our median is going to be the average of those two numbers there in the middle. So 65 plus 66 divided by 2 will give us a median of 65.5. Now our next job here, number 2, is we're going to consider only the values to the left of the median. And now we're going to find the median of this set of numbers. So let's go ahead and find that. So again, we like going back and forth here to kind of find that middle number. So if I'm going back and forth, and I can see now here is going to be the median of the lower 50%. So then I can find the mean of that. So 62 plus 64 divided by 2 is going to give us 63 here. So this is the 63 is the median of the bottom 50%, which we call the lower or first quartile. So our Q1 is going to be right there at 63. And now we're going to consider only the values to the right of that median. We're now going to find the median of this set of data. All right, so again, we're going to kind of go back and forth here to find the middle or the median of this set of numbers there. And there we go. We've got our even numbers there. So it's going to be, right there's going to be our Q3. That's our median of the upper 50%. So 70 plus 70 divided by 2 is just going to give us that 70 there. So that 70 is the median of the upper 50%, which we're going to call that upper quartile or third quartile or Q3 there. So now we're going to find the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile, and this is called the interquartile range or the IQR. So for this set of data, the IQR is going to be 70 minus our 63 here, and we're going to get our IQR as 7. The IQR is very useful because it is less influenced by extreme values or outliers. It is essentially kind of the range of the middle 50% of values. So now let's go ahead and kind of identify our minimum and maximum values of this data set. So if we look here, right, our lowest or minimum number here is going to be 59. And at the other end here, our maximum value is going to be 73. All right, nice job here. So let's scroll down here and finish these notes off. So these 5 numbers make up the creatively named 5-number summary. So let's go ahead and kind of list out all these values again. So our minimum we said was 59. Our Q1 was 63. Our median was 65.5. Our Q3 was 70. And our max was 73. And we can kind of see here these numbers listed out in a dot graph here of our 4 different quartiles here, right? 25%, our middle 25%, our upper 25%, and our max 25%. So let's answer these follow-up questions here. So how many dots fall in the lowest 25%? So go ahead and pause the video and let's count those up. Hopefully we saw that we had 4 dots there in that lower 25%. And then a follow-up question, do those dots represent 25% of the 16 students? Well, the answer to that one is yes, right? 25% of 16 is 4, and we have those 4 dots there in that lowest 25%. Let's look at question number 2 here. How many dots are in the top 50%? And do those dots represent 50% of the students? Well, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So hopefully you counted 8 dots there in that top 50%. And does those dots represent 50% of the students? And again, the answer to that is going to be yes, right? 50% of 16 is 8. And we have one more question here about this plot graph here. Are there exactly 4 dots between 70 and 73? So kind of our upper 25%. Well, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no, we don't have exactly 4, right? We have 5 dots. So do the quartiles always represent exactly 25% of the data or approximately 25%? Well, based on 5 dots in that upper 25%, I would say this is always going to be more of an approximation here. And that's it. So nice job today. We'll talk more about these 5 number summaries tomorrow in class.